All right, y'all. So we need to talk about the Houston Rockets, bro. Like right now, they're sitting at the 10 seed, and they just got to 500. They beat the Jazz last night by 30. They blew them boys out. That boy Fred VanVleet, a former Raptor, we love him, hit 10 threes. And Jalen Green scored 41 on 15 of 22 shooting. This is that Jalen Green that, like, all you can ask all my friends, bro. When him and Kate were coming out of that draft, I was like, bro, Jalen Green is the guy I'm taking with one. And I looked like a fool for the first two and a half, I think, 2.5, 3.5, 2.5 years of his career, I think. Maybe 3.5. I don't remember what year that was, but I think 2.5 years of his career up till now. I looked like a damn fool. He's been averaging like 19, and I mean, Cade hasn't been great. Like, I mean, he missed a lot of time with an injury. The Pistons, up until recently, were like one of the worst teams of all time. Going back to like halfway through the season, they were literally on pace to be the worst team of all time. They picked it up, but you know what I'm saying? So neither of them has been great. But bro, this right here, the Jalen Green that's been playing for the last 8 to 10 games, this Jalen Green is the Jalen Green that I expected. And I'm not saying I expect him to keep this up. He's been averaging 30. Like, I'm not asking him to do that. He would be a top 5 scorer in basketball if he was doing that. Top 3 probably. So I'm not asking him to keep that up. But anyway, so as we sit here right now, Sunday, March 24th, Rockets are 1.5 games behind the Warriors, who play the Timberwolves tonight, and have won 8 straight games. They have the longest win streak in the West and the second longest win streak in the league. They're 1 game behind the Celtics, who've won 9 straight. And they had a good game with the Bulls last night too, but they won anyway. So Jalen Green during this stretch, like I mentioned, the last 8 games, 8-0. During this stretch, this man is averaging 29, 6, and 3.5 on 52% from the field and 42% from three. Now, the free throw percentage hasn't been great. I think it's at like 77, so it's not like 50, 40, 90 splits or anything, but yeah, I'd take 52, 42. I mean, 52%, 45 splits. I'd take that. And you want the free throws to be a little better, especially as he is a guard, but I'm not mad at the 30 points. I don't really care what the free throws say if he's getting me 30 points. He's averaging 10 full points per game more in this 8 game stretch than he's averaged not only on this year, but also on his career. I think he's averaging like 19.9, 19.7 or something on this year, and I think he's like 19.6 something for his career. So he's been consistently a 19 point per game scorer for his young career, right? And with the way he's been playing, and even before he was playing like this, to me, the Rockets had the second best future in the NBA. It's like, but only behind the Thunder, and you can put the Spurs up there just because they have Vic, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I'm not going to put that one player over all the talent the Rockets have, especially when the Rockets have, to me, a very good coach in Ime Udoka, one of the best coaches in the league in Ime Udoka. So, and they're doing things right. They got some good vets over there where the Spurs don't have as much of that. You don't know when Coach Pop's going to retire. So it's like, to me, second best future in basketball, second brightest future in basketball. And this recent stretch that has come largely without their best player in Alperen Şengün has proven this. Like, it continues to prove that these boys have have a very good future. Like, Cam Whitmore has been out, Alperen Şengün has been out. These boys have picks. They have picks from the Nets who are awful right now. Like, I just wrote a story about them because they play the Raptors tomorrow. Them boys are homeless. Like, no disrespect to the Nets. I'm a big fan of Mikal Bridges and all them, but it's like they're not. Things aren't looking hot over there in Brooklyn right now, and I feel for them. So, and then you got to keep in mind, the Rockets have that pick. They have a great coach in Ime Udoka. The front office is clearly doing things well. They've been drafting well, as you can tell. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the Rockets are a team for the next few years that we're gonna have to worry about in the West. I'm not bro, allergies. Like, I'm scratching my nose and everything because back in the Midwest right now, these allergies are killing me. But so Ime Udoka, let's talk about him. He's done a phenomenal job. I was a big fan of him when he was a coach on the Celtics. Even when they were going against the Warriors, who I picked to win that series in the finals, I was a big fan of him as a coach. I really think he is doing great things with the Rockets. I loved their offseason, getting some key vets like Dylan Brooks, like Fred VanVleet without having to give anything up. I loved their draft class. The snag of the draft to me was Cam Whitmore. Amin Thompson's been great, and so is his brother in Detroit. But we know what they are, and if he can develop a 3-point shot, that's even going to continue to help this Rockets franchise. But his defense, his athleticism, the Rockets have a lot of pieces that I love. Now, I do want to pump the brakes on the Rockets, though, because this streak has been great. They've looked great. Jalen Green's looked great since becoming, I think, the father of his second or third child or something like that. I'm not going to get into all that, but he's looked great since doing that, right? And that's good for them and everything. There's one problem I have. There's one reason that I'm not I'm not gonna jump all the way in the bandwagon and say, oh, they're gonna take the Warriors spot in the play-in, or oh, they're gonna take the Lakers spot, or they're gonna really pose a threat for a team if they make it to the play-in. All of these things are very possible, and if you believe they're gonna happen, I'm not mad at you at all. You can convince me, but I'm not there yet. This last test of the season, this last stretch of the season is gonna be the test for them, for me, and let me explain why. During the stretch of 8 games, they have, to me, what are 2 quality wins, and one of them is versus the Cavaliers, who are still without Evan Mobley, and one of them was against the Kings. Like I said, 2 good quality wins. Those are 2 good playoff teams, one in the East, one in the West. One's missing one of their key players, but the other team was healthy, right? That's good. The problem is they've won 8 straight games. Only 2 of them have been good wins. They've beaten, like, the Jazz, the Wizards. Like, they're not beating teams that we are thinking of as good teams. And that's a problem because, first of all, the West is very deep. The teams they are about to play in this next stretch, let me explain who they're about to see in the next, I think it's like 10, 12 games left for them, maybe something like that, 8, 10, 12, something around there. They have to see the Warriors, who are not about to play any games because that boy Steph Curry wants that play-in spot. We know that. We know what Steph Curry is. We know what those vets are. Those boys are not playing no games. The Mavericks twice. We know what Luka and Kyrie are. They have both been balling recently. The Thunder. The one seed in the West right now. Shea is up there for MVP. To me, he's probably third behind Giannis Jokic, whichever one of them you want to put at 1. I'd probably say most voters probably have Jokic at 1, but third in MVP voting, if you ask me. For some people, second. For some people, first. So you know what the Thunder are. Great young team, the brightest future in the league, if you ask me. The Timberwolves, without Cat, sure. Rudy Gobert, I'm pretty sure he's back. I haven't been watching a lot of Timberwolves ball, so I'm not sure. Timberwolves fans, y'all let me know if Rudy Gobert's back or not. But either way, that boy Anthony Edwards ain't playing no games. He just almost beat the Nuggets without Cat and without Rudy Gobert a few nights ago. Like he was a 3-point, I think it was a game-winning shot away from winning that game by himself against the defending champions. So we know that they're not playing no games. The Heat, not a great team, but it's the Heat. It's playoff time almost. That's going to be a playoff environment. We know what Jimmy Butler's trying to do. I did just watch them get blown out by the Pelicans, and Jimmy Butler saying we're the better team than them. Whatever, I don't care. Whatever your opinions are on that, I feel you. But I'm just saying that's a good win. That's a good game if they can pick up that win. The Magic, I think. No, they played the Magic once. Yeah, the Magic are, again, a good team, very young, bright future as well, just like the Rockets. But that's not a huge game, but it is a playoff team, so that would be a good quality win for them that they would, if they can pick that up. And then the Clippers to close out the season. These are the team. Their last game might be the Trailblazers actually, but I know I'm pretty sure it's the Clippers. That's the teams they have to face off against to close out the season in their last 8 to 10, 12 games. Every team I just named is a team that we expect to at least make the play-in. Every team that we just named is one of those games where it's like, the Rockets could lose. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they do have some good, easier games left. I'm not going to say easy because the NBA, anything can happen, but easier games left. But they play Portland, they play Utah. I think they play Utah 2 more times. You know what I'm saying? So they do have some good wins where they won't have to stress every night, where they'll be able to, if they can get big leads by halftime, they'll be able to cruise. Like they did against the Jazz last night. They were beating them boys by 30 at halftime. You know what I'm saying? And I think Fred VanVleet has 7 threes at half. Like that game was over. And so I see that they have some easy games left. That's good. That not every game is going to be super, super stressful for them. But I'm just not there yet with the Rockets. I'm not there to say that they're going to jump on that bandwagon and take Golden State's play-in spot. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with the guy that I trust the most, is Steph Curry. I'm going to go with do I trust Steve Kerr more? I'll say I trust Steve Kerr. I trust Draymond. I trust that whole Warriors franchise more at this time with the things that are coming on. Every game for them is playoff implications, and I get they have a tough stretch coming up too. So, like, if they start losing games and then the Rockets can pick up some of these good 2-3 quality wins, they can go beat the Magic, they can go beat the Heat or whatever, yeah, the Warriors might lose that spot. But I'm not saying it's going to happen. If I had to put money on it, I would say the Warriors will make it, the Rockets will slightly miss. The Warriors or Lakers will be 9-10, or they'll both be in the play-in at some point in some fashion. And another reason I'm picking Golden State over the Rockets, Golden State knows, and you can see Steph Curry in interviews talking about it, he knows that there is no room for error for this team right now. I don't think he's going to just let them be bull jiving, especially not when they actually play the Rockets. I'm not sure where the game is. I should have checked, but that's going to be one of those games where Steph Curry's probably going to be fully locked in, and I expect that for all of these games coming down the stretch. And I know Curry hasn't been great since the All-Star break. I think he's been averaging like 22. Like he's been shooting poorly from three. Like that Knicks, they played the Knicks a few nights ago. Man, it was a tough watch, and I'm a huge Steph Curry fan. He's my favorite player in the league. So like, it was definitely a tough watch. But the Knicks are a great team, so it's okay. But I'm just saying the Rockets, they are probably the most fun and interesting team in ball right now. Like I said, they're the second hottest team in the league. They're the hottest team in the West if you just go straight off win streak. So I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. I'd love to hear if y'all think that I'm giving too much hope in the Warriors and I'm hating a little too much on the Rockets' strength of schedule so far in the streak. To me, the streak is obviously impressive, especially for Jalen Green. The streak's impressive. It's just like, you got to look at competition, especially when the West is so loaded. It's like, if you even do make it to the play-in, you're going to have a battle every single night. And if you don't make it to the play-in, you're going to have a battle to even get to the play-in every single night because you're playing against so many Western Conference teams that are battling for something. The Timberwolves, they're battling for a high seed. The the Warriors, they are battling to be in the play-in. The Mavericks are trying to get out of the play-in or at least keep a high seed in the play-in so they only have to win one game and it'll be at home. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they're playing against teams that are fighting for something. The Clippers, trying to build momentum going into the playoffs, stay a pretty high seed, try to get at least first round home court advantage and then see what happens from there. They're not going to get the one seed or anything. It's not going to happen. So yeah, I'd love to hear what y'all think about this. I'd love to hear if y'all agree with me, if y'all disagree with me, if there's an angle about this I'm not even thinking of. I'd love to hear what y'all think. And I'm going to try something new today. What I'm going to do is today's Bible verse, I'm going to type it out in the description so that way everybody can have access to it, even if you don't watch the full video, even if you're just clicking on it and are just browsing by the video, even if you don't watch it. Just if you read the description, hopefully God will bless you in that way. So yeah, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'd love to hear what y'all think about that, like I said, and I love y'all. Have a blessed day.